Located in between Turn 4 of Charlotte Motor Speedway and the 4-wide Z-Max Dragway, which is now 6-wide, we come to the dirt track at Charlotte to close off the 11-race season, the Dirt Street Stock Series season, hosted by the Bootleg Racing League, and we're all live here on the Global SimRacing Channel. I'm Gary Weaver, and with me in the booth is Devin Henry. Pushing the buttons behind the scenes is our director, Joe Peak, and he's using cameras set up and provided to us by Dougie Beard. Before we get underway with tonight's events with a Brewing Championship battle, let's see what these drivers can look forward to with our GSRC lap guide.
Welcome to Charlotte. No, not the big oval that hosts the World 600 and the Roval. We're heading just a short walk off of Turn 4 to the dirt track. The only thing shared between the two is the name. The stadium-style facility, built in the year 2000, has nearly 14,000 seats and plays host to dirt late models, modified sprint cars, even monster trucks, and the prestigious World of Outlaws World Finals. On iRacing, it came to the service in 2018 with the Dirt Movement and plays host to several rounds of official iRacing sanctioned dirt events as well as thousands of private league events. At 0.4 of a mile, the turns are where the action is. 10 degrees of banking awaits the drivers as they haul off into Turn 1. The short radius of the corners makes slide jobs the name of the game, rewarding the bravest drivers to send it into the corner like the postman and wrestle track position away. Boasting a day version and a night version, this allows the full dynamic sky range that iRacing offers, providing for a beautiful visual that serves as a backdrop to the even better racing. Corners that you can stack cars in 3, 4, and even 5 wide for the bravest. Lots of action, deceptively fast, beautiful backdrops. All of these things add up to what makes this place unique. This has been our guide to the Charlotte Dirt Oval. I'm Brian Yazik. Enjoy the show.
And that is a look at a way to get around the dirt track at Charlotte as well as the surrounding facilities here. But before we get into everything here for tonight, we'd like to remind you, as always, that this race and every race this season had been brought to you by the Cruise Shop, which has been in operation since 1986. They are a team of highly experienced travel agents that have a huge passion for travel. They also specialize in cruises, all-inclusive resorts, escorted tours, Disney and family travel, groups, honeymoons, and weddings. They would love the opportunity to help you plan your next vacation. Give them a call today at 260-755-6125, or you can visit thecruiseshopfw.com. And the Cruise Shop is dedicated to fulfilling their clients' dreams one destination at a time. Well, as we get into tonight's finale, Devin, what info do you have here for Charlotte, the dirt track at Charlotte?
Well, Gary, like you mentioned, we're in Concord, North Carolina. This 0.4 mile dirt oval is just across the street from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Our banking in the corners, all the way on the bottom, it can be as low as 2 degrees, but the further up you move, the more banking you get. Progressive banking there, up to 12 degrees in the very top of the corner. This track was made back in May of 2000 and hosts the World of Outlaws World Finals, as well as the Bootleg Racing League Dirt Street Stock and Dirt Sprint Car opening and closing races. And of course, tonight we will crown ourselves a championship at a track that hosts monster trucks in real life. But tonight we just have to settle for these dirt street stocks that will likely act occasionally like monster trucks, though.
And we'll see what these cars have in store for tonight, especially with the oh-so-dreaded tires on that inside lane, just on the edge of the grass, in case you're a little bit too eager to go to the inside lane. But before we get into our championship information, what do we have in store for our race tonight?
Well, as we mentioned, this is the final race of 11 races in this BRL Dirt Street Stock Series. We are heat racing tonight, guys, so that means that there will be 6 cars at most in every single heat race. The top 3 cars will advance to our A feature event. Everyone else goes to the B main regardless of how many transfer or not. Right now it looks like everyone will transfer out of the B main into the A, but we will still run a B main to align the positioning order for all those who do not finish in the top 3 in their heat to advance to the main. And of course, all important, only one fast repair per race.
Well, now the fun begins for tonight is that, well, originally we thought the championship was clinched until we double-checked and realized, well, it's not quite clinched just yet. In fact, Devin also decided to try and do some last-second math, and, well, you can see, of course, I believe it's 84 at most is what Devin came up with that for the points that he can get. And, well, Steven Spees, 79 points behind Tyler Jackson, but Tyler Jackson, of course, has to at least, well, start every single format that he's involved in. Justin Morton definitely going to get third by the looks of it so far. Aiden Young with 188 points. Kenny Kibbe with 202 points. Those two will be battling out for the fourth and fifth place positions in this final race.
And how the points are done here in the Bootleg Racing League Dirt Street Stock Series, you are awarded points in qualifying, you're awarded points in your heat race, you're even awarded points in the consolation race along with the A main. And so it'll be fluctuating all night long, especially if they're in different heat races and they both win their heat race. But essentially for Tyler Jackson, what he has been doing is winning, Gary. So as long as he wins, I think that if he gets the top qualifier and he wins his heat race, then I think that if he doesn't clinch it, then he's basically right there if he isn't already. But this is a race that I mentioned is the season opener and the season closer. So this series has ran here already 5 times compared to most of these tracks. And Tyler Jackson has won here once. But 3 of the 5 wins here at Charlotte have been won by Bobby Rafferty. So we will see how that unravels tonight. Right now, Bobby Rafferty 10th on the practice board. Tyler Jackson yet to make a lap.
And Tyler Jackson's doing his signature, waiting until the last few seconds to get out on track, but he didn't do that last week, I believe, for the practice session. He always does it for qualifying, so we'll see if he decides to change his mind in terms of when he will decide to come out on track. So Rafferty and Spees, well, they're 10th and 11th in the timing charts as we take a look at Justin Morton going around. As the sun continues to set these changing conditions, let's actually take a look at the weather here around the dirt track at Charlotte, because these changing conditions will be a factor as the sun sets. Air temperature 77 degrees, track temperature a very cool 67. You see the wind going south at 6 miles per hour. Humidity, well, it's half humid, 52%.
Man, that's beautiful. It'd be great to be at the dirt track at Charlotte actually in real life in those weather conditions, but weather won't affect the track too much. High wind will dry the track out as well as excessive heat. A lot of cold will kind of make the track feel icy, especially when it's nice and wet early on in a run. And so really only extremes make a difference on dirt tracks. We won't see a ton of that, but of course what we watch all year long, Gary, is the change in the track itself, how the tires continue to slick over the track, and it gets very, very slick out there. And what we saw last time we were here in the season opener was the inside prevailing late in the race. We will see if that will happen again.
And as we take a look, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the same thing. We're taking a look at Brody Green with a beautiful spec map on here. His first ever race with this series.
Yeah, that is, yeah, I was actually about to bring that up as well. Also pointed out by Joe is that spec map is actually a really amazing paint scheme. And, well, Brody Green, of course, coming into this season by the end, coming into this league by the end of the season. But, hey, it's never too late to start a league race.
Absolutely not. Although it is unfortunate he does have the number on there, so the 79 doesn't look perfect. But nonetheless, glad to have him aboard. As we now look at Kenny Kibbe, this is the inaugural Dirt Street Stock Series champion in the Bootleg Racing League. So this is the first ever champion, and then of course Tyler Jackson, the defending champion, now trying to make it 2 in a row here, them being the only champions in this series as we are in season number 3.
We'll see if Kenny Kibbe has anything in store for tonight, and well, throughout tonight as well, I'm probably going to be giving out a lot of rough math, and I heavily emphasize rough math, especially for the championship standings. Nothing, of course, will be official until we come back for our interviews after the checkered flag has fallen on the A main, which, well, as per usual, another 40 laps.
Yep, a 40-lap race in our A feature. The last time that we had the championship race in this series, 0 cautions. I mean, we did that, what, 2 weeks ago, so I doubt it's going to happen again this season, but it has happened before. It's always a ton of fun here at Charlotte because that inside does have the potential of working very late in a race.
Well, checkered flag has fallen on our practice session for this afternoon, and now for the final time this season, a 5-minute 4-lap qualifying session. Track state getting reset to 5% usage, so a relatively fresh track here for everyone to run the qualifying laps on.
Absolutely. A few guys getting ready to hop out onto the track here. Bobby Rafferty is on track right now. Of course, we mentioned him, the winningest driver in the series at Charlotte. We also take a look at Todd Liston, another beautiful second map out there right now. Pushing the cushion here on his warm-up lap. And like you said, Gary, 4 chances here to put down a lap. And so if you don't like how a lap is going, you do have plenty of time to go back inside the pits and restart a lap. There's a little bit more room for error.
And we'll see what these drivers' times come across as. And, well, if you're interested in just looking at the lap times of your favorite driver and not focusing on them at the immediate moment, go ahead and go to GSRC.TV, and you can see the live timing, such as Matt Shanowski getting the fastest lap provisional pole for the moment, and Todd Liston will get shuffled down to third, actually, as Morton now goes to provisional pole early on.
So early on of many laps, Bobby Rafferty now heading to the very top of the board as we take a look at Austin Belke now taking his laps as well. Now looking at Bobby Rafferty coming fresh off of a win in the BRL Legends Series. They were racing just across the street, literally just across the street at Charlotte on the Legends car course. And so he took the win there, his 3rd win of the season with the Legends Series, but the win was taken for the championship by J.R. Shepard, claiming his 40th BRL Series championship across all the different series. You see him there in the white and blue, number 98. Yeah, 40 championships in total when it comes to L's combined series.
Well, the only thing I have to say from that is, wow, that is, I knew J.R. Shepard was good, as he's, well, of course, still proving that he is an amazing driver by currently sitting in 2nd place in the timing charts. And he'll try and bear that lap time, not that time by, but an impressive 40 championships for J.R. Shepard. That's still just making me just absolutely surprised and really astonished. But right now, J.R. Shepard continuing to try and finish up his lap times. He's going to have one more attempt, as I believe Kenny Kibbe's last lap time. Actually, no, he's just coming out to start.
And also, one more quick note on that, Gary. You can be more exasperated because he has a chance to win 3 more championships tomorrow in the SK Modified Series, the Street Stock Series, and also live on GSRC will be the Grand National Series at South Boston. So you'll be able to watch that race as he looks for what would, if he wins all of those, 43 championships. So we will have the final race of season 3, or of iRacing season 3, of their season, whatever season they're on. They have a lot of them. But anyway, that season will come to a close on GSRC tomorrow.
Well, we shall see how everything plays out, as, well, it's time for, so far, Steven Spees. This is going to be something to look out for. Steven Spees currently sitting in the 6th place position at the end of his qualifying run, and the one and the only Tyler Jackson is out on track.
And we have breaking news in the booth. The car has changed to red. Yes, you heard us right. Your screen is not deceiving you. At the top of the board is the red and gray bottom feeder, Tyler Jackson.
I thought my eyes were deceiving me for a second, and now it looks like they are not. Tyler Jackson changing the color, maybe thinking that it's a little bit of a good luck thing. Same thing that Bobby Rafferty did. Changed his paint scheme, got a win. So, I mean, in this case, for Tyler Jackson, he's always winning. And, well, what Joe just pointed out to us as well. And, well, I guess that red could signify a little bit of blood in the water that he's sniffing.
Looking for back-to-back championships in this series, coming off the win at Fallujah last week. Also won the Sprint Car Series race for BRL as well last week at Fallujah. And so the bottom feeder looking to claim some more victims. As long as those teeth don't hit a tire, I think he'll be all right, as Teron Melton has to avoid a tire right there on his qualifying lap.
Those tires are going to be deadly if you're too eager to look to the inside lane. So got to be careful and not clip the front end. And now with 15 seconds remaining, everyone has qualified. All 17 now drivers have completed their qualifying time. And well, the first double checking here, 6 drivers will be getting points from 6 points down to 1 point from first to sixth. So Tyler Jackson will get 6 points to his name and so far extends his lead.
Well, that's all that you can ask for there. Again, being top of the board will also came in this first heat race. But for those of you guys a little bit new to BRL, in these heat races, they are inverted. So Jackson being the fastest will actually start in the back here in heat race number 1.
And for the first of 3 heat races, actually making sure, yes, first of 3 heat races, inverted field, 8 laps. Top 3 advance to the feature, but everyone will advance in the end. Going to be John Wilson rolling off in the front row with Matt Shanoski in the 00. Ron Snyder will start in the 3rd place position.
Bill Segala in the white and black number 81 outside of row number 2. J.R. Shepard, we talked about him. He is in the back row in the black or in the white and blue 98. And Tyler Jackson in that blood red bottom feeder shark car starts in the very back. And I would be very rude if I did not also recognize John Wilson with a new scheme out here tonight. He took the blue off of Jackson's car and put it on his. Maybe that's a good luck thing too.
I think at this point everyone's just willingly trading colors just to see what works, and well,
I do that all the time.
It's quite fun to see different paint schemes as well, especially coming into the final season. And with 1 pace lap remaining, Devin, I'm quite excited to see how this first heat race will go.
Yeah, obviously the bottom is where you want to be. It has that moisture right now, which means it has a lot of grip. Fastest way around is on the inside.
Pace truck pulls off into the pit lane on the interior of the racetrack, and that puts the field in control of John Wilson. Waiting for the starter to throw the green flag as they crawl their way off turn number 4. And the first of 3 heat races for the finale are underway as we go green flag racing. Everyone full on the throttle, scrambling for position and finding the best line right away as they head down the back straightaway into turn 3.
Great jump by Matt Shanoski on the outside lane. Look out on the inside, though. J.R. Shepard and Tyler Jackson trying to make some room. Contact up front. Shanoski into the wall on the outside after contact with John Wilson.
Tyler Jackson trying to look to the very inside of J.R. Shepard. It will not work, but Ron Snyder, like you mentioned, Devin, will have the preferred inside lane. Look at trying to split the middle is Joe Segala. He doesn't have enough momentum, but they will be 3 wide for 2nd place, as on the very inside is going to be J.R. Shepard. Segala just slides up in front of John Wilson. Here comes Tyler Jackson as they were 4 wide for a moment through turns 1 and 2.
Bill 3 wide for that 2nd position. Right in the middle of that track is Tyler Jackson trying to make up some room. Segala just too high to keep up. With the 2 drivers under him trying to fight for that final transfer spot. Remember, only 3 drivers will move on to the A main as Tyler Jackson puts down the fastest lap of the race so far.
Tyler Jackson will be chomping at the bit, well, the back bumper quite literally, of Ron Snyder as we reach the halfway point of the first of 3 heat races. Jackson running the inside lane, Snyder running the more middle to outside lane in these corners, not really opting for different lanes. Here comes Tyler Jackson, maybe a slide job attempt off turn number 4. He doesn't have enough momentum to make the slide job, but enough to make a challenge for the lead as they go back into turn 1.
Jackson now moving up the track a little bit higher as the bomb slicks off just a smidge. Still can't find his way to go door to door on Snyder, but you see the bumper going right to the rear end. Snyder's way up the track. Tyler Jackson on the inside, coming to the line, and almost door to door, neck and neck. Tyler Jackson leads that lap.
Jackson almost put a slide job on Ron Snyder, but decided against it. Side by side just behind them between Segala and Shepard for the 3rd place position. Shepard on the inside trying to slide up in front of Joe Segala. That will not be enough for the time being, but right now it's going to be the white flag lap for the 8 of Tyler Jackson as he makes his way down the back straightaway. Over rotating off turn number 2 is J.R. Shepard to the very inside. He'll hang on to it. And coming through turns 3 and 4 are the entire field being led by Tyler Jackson. Ron Snyder will finish in 2nd. Joe Segala 3rd place. They will advance to the A main.
Shepard tried everything he could to get to the inside of Joe Segala and transfer into the feature event. Not going to be able to do it, and so he heads to the B main, where instead those first 3 are guaranteed a top 9 spot here in the feature. Or I guess that'd be a top 7, actually.
Well, we'll see when it comes down to the feature. As heat race number 2 will be led by the newcomer Brody Green. Austin Belke will start second. Third place, Todd Liston.
Brennan Lightning McMyers starts off in 4th place. Once you see the car, you'll know what I mean. Rod Melton, the white and pink car, number 75, starts off in 5th. And Bobby Rafferty will round out the field tonight in the 77. Did you guys figure it out? Did you guys figure out the nickname? You see it there? Y'all figure it out? I hope so.
In case you're new to the series and wondering why Brendan Myers has that paint scheme, well, it's obviously for good luck in some cases, because Brendan Myers has had that for a good majority of this season.
Absolutely. I've seen that on Trading Paints a number of times. I applaud it every time I scroll by it.
I'm pretty sure the virtual fans will be applauding pretty much the entire field, actually, as they come through for the last pace lap of heat race number 2. Pace truck getting ready to pull off.
Bobby Rafferty checking just how loose the dirt is up on the top side of the track. Still not necessarily where you want to be pushing that cushion so early. There's still so much moisture, so much grip on the inside, but you saw in that first heat race, some guys just couldn't quite hang in there enough where the car was just a little too sideways.
We'll see how Brody Green does here, running sideways as we have the green flag flying now and immediately jumping to the inside. It's going to be Jared Melton immediately making it 3 wide as we go green and they go down the back straightaway for the first of 8 laps.
Melton almost gets an inch on Todd Liston, but we're still 2 wide everywhere on the track. Green trying to hold off Austin Belke, who has a great run. The 24 is in first. The 25 is trying to get into second, way on the outside.
We'll see Myers just, almost a little bit of a collision there off turn number 2 as Myers went down to the inside to make it 3 wide. Green almost came up into the left rear quarter panel of Myers. Luckily, they do not make contact and they escape without any collision. Myers is on a hard charge for that lead.
Watch out, here comes the 77. Bobby Rafferty on the outside already moves himself into a transfer position and now looking for more in this race. Still behind them, Melton, Liston, Green trying to catch back up to the pack, but Bobby Rafferty already has that hook reeled out, trying to bring in Austin Belke.
Austin Belke, of course, on a continuous charge. He's running about a lane lower compared to Bobby Rafferty, as Rafferty runs just that small bit higher, trying to find more grip to get around the outside of Austin Belke in that number 24. But 77 Rafferty, that actually might work out here in turns 1 and 2. You also get just a little bit more momentum on that corner exit and again through 3 and 4.
The inside, though, just still has so much moisture. If you can kind of diamond off the end of that corner, you gain so much speed because you gain all the momentum from the outside, but you cut the track and take the shorter way around like you're on the inside. But right now, Rafferty taking advantage. Belke slid up in the center of the track. That gives Bobby Rafferty a little bit of an edge there. Door to door here in 3 and 4. New leader, it's the 77.
With 2 laps to go, Bobby Rafferty will take the lead away from Austin Belke. Brendan Myers following that same line of Rafferty's thinking, oh, well, you know what, if that top line works, I might as well try and use it too and get around Belke. Belke thinks otherwise as he slides up a slide job of some sort, and that's going to really shut down the momentum of Brendan Myers as we come to the final lap this time by. Melton gets a piece of the tire on the inside. He hangs on to it. Bobby Rafferty will lead Austin Belke through turns 3 and 4. And with the almost last lap pass, Bobby Rafferty will come off turn number 4 and he'll win heat race number 2. Austin Belke will come second. Brendan Myers will come home in 3rd place.
Well, a very racy track right now as we see a few lines starting to prevail. And as this track continues to grow, we are just going to see more and more of that as they move up. And the higher you go, the more usable it is, and the inside starts to slick off and starts to slow down. You're going to see so many lines start to utilize here, and it all begins here with our final heat race of the night.
That final heat race will be a 5-car field being led by Spencer Gray on the inside, Jason Menda on the outside. Steven Spies, keep an eye on him. He'll be starting middle of the field in third. Justin Morton, Kenny Kibbe rounding out fourth and fifth.
Boy, is that another new paint scheme? I think Jason Mendes got himself a new paint scheme too. Boy, everyone's bringing out all the stops here on championship night at Charlotte.
Everyone's saying, well, you know what? Might as well have a chance to bring out some new paint wraps. And yeah, it's definitely a new paint scheme on Jason Menda, completely overhauled from what I remember from seeing on Menda's car before. Very good combination of black and red there.
Yes, but of course, still love the stars and stripes on Spencer Gray. He led the field in practice, but now having to lead this field in the heat race, signifying that he was the slowest of these 5 qualifiers. But you do get that advantage of starting here on the front row, and he gets the inside lane as well.
Spencer Gray qualified 15th by the end of that session after 4 laps of running. So we'll see what Spencer Gray has in store, because he was fastest in practice, not so much in qualifying. We'll see if he can get that turned around with this advantage off the start as the pace truck goes into the infield, leaving the field in control of that number 93, Spencer Gray, waiting for the green flag signal to get on the loud pedal. As it's being shown, and they are underway here. The outside lane, Jason Menda gets a great start right off the bat, but Spencer Gray with the inside will have the advantage. But it looks like Jason Menda will be drag racing him off turn number 2 down the back.
Menda has Sasquatch on that front bumper, helping him lead the way along the outside. But look out, here comes Justin Morton, splitting the middle and door to door. 4 wide for the lead, Gary.
That was absolutely incredible. Everyone is going for the same position all at once there. We could have almost had 5 wide there, and I think the person that had the best view of that was, I believe, Kenny Kibbe, but at that point it was just everyone under a blanket there. And while starting to jump away is going to be Justin Morton, Steven Spies, doors Kenny Kibbe. Steven Spies looking to the inside, 3 wide for the lead down the back straightaway.
Kibbe trying to follow in the tire marks of Justin Morton, trying to split Spies along with Jason Menda as well. Remember, only 3 transfer here, and we have all 5 drivers neck and neck as the top 2 have moved to the back 2, and it's a battle between Steven Spies and Justin Morton up front, door to door.
I think Steven Spies knows that this is pretty much the time that he'll have to absolutely pull out all the stops for the championship. Points, of course, will count, do count, qualifying in the heat race as well as the consolation event. So we'll see what these drivers have in store come the A main. That Steven Spies is in line to advance with the top 3, but he has to get by Justin Morton. But Justin Morton wants this win all for himself.
He absolutely has to, as they almost touched. They must have touched the tires on those machines, because let's say something bad happens. I don't want to wish anything on him, but let's say something happens like Bobby Rafferty last week, where Tyler Jackson ends up finishing in the back. Every point will be so important for Steven Spies if he can win this heat race. It gives him at least a chance to win the championship here tonight.
Steven Spies, Justin Morton continuing that side-by-side battle with 2 laps to go, 1.5 as they come down the back straightaway. As you see them, neither of them will be giving an inch. Jason Menda trying to send one to the inside of Kenny Kibbe. Morton with the advantage at the start-finish line as the white flag is being shown. And we'll see if Kenny Kibbe has any last-second attempt. He looks to the middle, and it will not happen, at least up to number 2. One more attempt. Steven Spies inside lane in the 55. Morton on the outside in the number 9. They both make contact, and it's going to be just by a half a hood. It's going to be Justin Morton, Steven Spies in second, Kenny Kibbe third. Jason Menda with a lone spin off turn number 4. And that will do it for the final heat race.
Boy, an impressive finish to that race. Some major excitement here in these first 3 heat races. We still have our consolation race. 8 cars will be in this. All 8 will move on to the feature event. But boy, you gotta put on a show. I mean, come on, you gotta try to beat these guys, right? That was a good show that we just saw in heat 3.
And one more show before the main event is your 8-car consolation event. Of course, everybody will be making it in. This is just to line up essentially the rest of the field. So the first half of the field, we have John Wilson leading them off with Jared Melton in second place. Third place is Spencer Gray. Rounding out the first half of the field is J.R. Shepard.
Inside row 3 of the 87 is Todd Liston. Jason Menda has Sasquatch directing him in the 45 outside of row 3. Matt Shinoski in the 00 in the final row on the inside. And Brody Green rounds out the field in the number 79.
And I'm wondering if we could get a quick weather update as well and show that at the top of your screen as the conditions continue to cool down. It is 1 degree less on both the air and track temperature. Humidity has gone up at least 1%. Wind remains the same here at the dirt track at Charlotte. And lights could be coming on pretty much in between now and the end of the night. That's pretty much a guarantee.
Oh yeah, lights are already probably starting to slowly come on as we have the light starting to shine on the stars of the championship night for season number 3 of the Dirt Street Stocks for BRL.
Pace truck will pull off into the infield once again here. And that leaves the field in control of John Wilson on the inside lane in the number 52. Waiting for the starter to wave that green flag. And it's being waved as we are getting shown the green, and we're underway for 12 laps your consolation event. Everybody will make it. This is to sort out the rest of your field for the A main.
Quick jump out to the lead is Gerard Melton. On the inside, John Wilson trying to make a move. Way on the outside is J.R. Shepard pushing the cushion in the number 98. Still a lot of speed, though, on the inside. That's going to help out John Wilson.
So far, so good for John Wilson to at least retain that second place position, essentially front row, at least in terms of your starting positions. But Jared Melton has other ideas, as he is going to be making his way around the outside of John Wilson. Joining him on that top side is J.R. Shepard, just coming in very close to the back bumper of Jared Melton as well. J.R. Shepard wants a piece of this.
Remember, guys, everyone transfers through, but how these guys finish is how they will line up after the top 9, exactly how they finish here. So the winner of this race ends up starting 10th. Everyone else will start in order in the A main in order of how they finish here in this race. And Shepard gets on the rear bumper of Melton, and we're 3 wide for the lead.
Nearly 3 wide. It's now staggered and sorted itself out for the moment. Still side by side, at least, between J.R. Shepard and John Wilson as they make their way back down into turns 1 and 2. Shepard not letting that outside lane go, and Jared Melton cannot defend. He moves back down to the inside.
Still 3-way battle for the lead. Jason Menda trying to get in on some of this action. The inside still has a ton of moisture. It actually feels almost more slicked off on the higher side at this point. You can see that really dark, shiny material. Right now, Menda trying to use that inside, but J.R. Shepard is trying to use the outside to get around Gerard Melton.
Still J.R. Shepard trying to run the outside lane in. That looks to be a theme here going into the night as the track conditions continue to cool, as well as the preferred lane starts to come in. Slowly and slowly, these drivers move higher and higher up the racetrack as this night goes on. And that's something to really look ahead for as we head into the A main. Background, Jason Menda nearly hitting the outside wall, but hangs onto it. J.R. Shepard now fully in the lead.
Top 3 starting to move away from the rest of the field. Shinoski's trying to get one more spot to move himself a little bit further up in this A feature. And like you said, Gary, everyone's starting to move up a little bit. Everyone's getting tighter on the cushion. As you can see, it start to get a little bit slicked off on the top. You can see where it's blacker, shinier. That's rubber slicking off the track, giving less grip on the track. The inside still has a lot of grip there, but eventually this outside will start slicking off as well, and that's the beauty of dirt car racing, because it's going to even out the track completely.
Having the track evened out, I think Jared Melton rather is starting to even out that gap between himself and J.R. Shepard by running the same line that J.R. Shepard is, trying to get that gap closed once again, get himself back into first place, but Shepard has other ideas in mind, as he'll be running the top side continuously. And well, with the outside lane, you can only go so far up the racetrack before you can't really make a pass on the outside, before you have to make a dive bomb to the inside. Will Jared Melton try that out as we come to the white flag this time by? He does try a dive for the inside as we enter turn number 1. No momentum, at least not enough momentum to really pass the 98 of Jared Shepard. He'll try one more time, but will it be enough as they make contact? It's going to work out for J.R. Shepard as he was able to keep it stable. Jared Shepard will come across and win the consolation event. Melton comes across in second. Sean Wilson in third.
So everyone will advance to the A feature, but these 8 will line up from 10th on back in the order in which they just finished. And now everyone's going to get to come out and have a 5-minute warm-up.
Well, I have double-checked my rough math. I'm going to double-check it again. Again, emphasis on rough math as our final warm-up session of the season will start out. Gives these drivers some time to really adjust to the surface of the track, what they're going to be working with, and a lot can change within 5 minutes. I've said it before, and of course I'll say it again.
Absolutely, and I do want to give an update on the championship. It does look like Tyler Jackson has officially clinched. There is not enough points available in this A feature event for Speeds to rack up enough points, because it looks like Jackson, through his qualifying, obviously qualifying is always important, but he got extra points there. They both won their heat race. But now Jackson has more than an 80-point advantage. The max points you can get in the A main is 70. So that means that Tyler Jackson, even if he does not start this race, he will have a minimum 10-point advantage to win the championship. So heading into the A main, Tyler Jackson is a back-to-back Bootleg Racing League Dirt Street stock champion.
And of course, the gap between the two is 86 points. And the gap between, well, coincidentally, last week, we had 17 cars, and the gap between first place, which gets 70 points, and 17th place, which gets 29 points. The gap between those two is 41 points. So no matter what, looks to be Tyler Jackson officially clinching, just not even by the actual race alone, but of course, well, Tyler Jackson being Tyler Jackson, he wants to go out with a win and win the championship as well as win the race.
Boy, I love these paint schemes. You saw a Mendes car there. Sasquatch wants to be painted like one of those French girls up on the front of that hood there. So, love all the new paint schemes that we have out here. A little bit more on Tyler Jackson, though, guys. You look back at last year's season closer, second place in that championship race, but his first season with BRL in the Dirt Street Stocks. Did not compete in every race, only won twice, but still, tonight is the 33rd race of the Dirt Street Stock Series in BRL. Tyler Jackson has won 16 times, so we have completed 32 races. Tyler Jackson has won half of the BRL Dirt Street Stock Series races all time and will claim his second championship here tonight. A very impressive resume here as he looks to claim another title, and then also, hey, he even, since he won that sprint car race last week, his second career, hey, maybe he can go out win another race, not a championship, but another race after tonight. But of course, it all comes down to winning tonight as well. If he wins tonight, he will officially have more trophies than half of the races in the Dirt Street Stock Series all time.
That sounds about right, considering that with the 16 wins out of 33 races, that is almost that's basically 2% shy of winning half the entire season. So Tyler Jackson just on a complete tear right now on the dirt side, where Jared Shepard's on a tear over on the oval side, but looking to get his feet wet almost quite literally when it comes to running the dirt season.
Absolutely, and you already saw Tyler Jackson put up another fast lap here in this warm-up session. 8 wins last season for Jackson, 6 wins this season, so not going to be able to make his mark, but was suspended one race because he jumped a restart and the initial start at Williams Grove, and still with that he clinches the points championship before we even get to the A feature.
Well, we shall see how tonight plays out for Tyler Jackson. I am having the very bold and original prediction that he will be winning for tonight's event. as looks like the lights have finally decided to activate here around the dirt track at Charlotte, which means only one thing: sunsets, night racing. Why, yes, we shall.
Absolutely, and I'm excited to see Bobby Rafferty, back-to-back winner in the Legend Series. He won tonight just across the street at the Charlotte Legends Oval. I gotta remember to clarify when I say that, but won the Legends race tonight, but also won it last week, but then had a slew of horrendous luck at Volusia last Friday night. Now he is the all-time winner in BRL at Charlotte with 3 career wins. Hopefully, he's going to be putting on a very strong fight because already P2 on the board here in the warm-up and just been a phenomenal racer all year long.
Well, as the majority of the field comes across and finishes up their 5-minute warm-up times, it is time for, well, the one and the only thing that we have all been waiting for coming into tonight, and that is the championship round, which technically has already been clinched, but, well, you know what? Might as well go ahead and run it regardless to see if anyone can pull off the upset for this race. One being Bobby Rafferty, as Devin had mentioned at the top of this broadcast. But your starting grid, your top 10 for this 40-lap A main will be Tyler Jackson in the front row in first place. Bobby Rafferty starting to his outside in second. Justin Morton will start third. Ron Snyder in fourth. Fifth place is going to hold Austin Belkey with Steven Spees starting in P6, as Joe Segala will be starting P7. P8 is Brendan Myers. 9th place is Ken Kibbe. 10th place is J.R. Shepard.
In 11th will be Gerard Melton in the white and pink number 75. John Wilson on the outside of him in the 52. Inside of row 7, Spencer Gray will be in the red, white, and blue number 93. Outside of him is Matt Chinoski in the white 00. Inside row 8, the red number 45 of Jason Menda. On the outside of him in 16th is Todd Liston, another red, white, and blue car. And rounding out the field in the black and chrome number 79 and 17th is Brody Green. We are ready for the final race of the Season 3 Bootleg Racing League Dirt Street Stock Series.
Waiting for the pace truck to go around into the infield as it will complete the pace laps here at the dirt track at Charlotte, going into turns 1 and 2 for hopefully the final time in this season. Waiting for it to pull off into the infield once again for tonight. Pace truck getting a lot of work, and hopefully it's the last we'll see of it as the pace truck pulls off into the infield. Tyler Jackson in control. Bobby Rafferty will start second on his outside lane, waiting for the green, as it is green flag racing here at the dirt track at Charlotte. The final race is underway as Tyler Jackson leads them down into turns 1 and 2 onto the back straightaway, already giving himself at least a car length down the back.
Jackson takes point, and here comes Justin Morton on the inside. That inside lane still has so much grip. Ron Snyder trying to pioneer the outside lane, but will lose a gaggle of positions here. Spees goes by, Belkey's looking to go by, and also, how about Lightning McQueen driving on by as well? A great race so far all night long for the number 25.
Justin Morton opting to go to the very top side, trying to at least stay away from the outside wall directly, as Tyler Jackson and Bobby Rafferty will have a breakaway for the moment, as Steven Spees, well, he'll join them in that breakaway. Justin Morton as well will be single file with Brendan Myers. Brings all the way back to, well, Kenny Kibbe, J.R. Shepard, and Ron Snyder, who are all running 3 wide, almost, well, what could have been 4 wide there. Kenny Kibbe on a tear on the inside lane, J.R. Shepard on a tear on the middle lane, and Shepard and Belkey almost make contact. Shepard will fall behind Belkey as we ride on board Kenny Kibbe. As he runs the inside lane, he'll get by Austin Belkey, and he'll put himself into position number 6 as the caution comes out for the first time tonight.
So we do get a yellow 4 laps in here. Joe Segala stuck in inside grass and looks like missing a little bit of that right front fender, and even maybe some contact with John Wilson, who's missing some left front fender. Maybe they can combine that car and get a full front end on this one.
We'll see what exactly happened here. Off turn number, well, through turns 3 and 4, off turn 4, coming to the front straightaway. Scala comes through, and it's just going for the same real estate usually happens. Another hit, and oh my god, man, Sagala just had the worst luck there. 3 different points of contact by 3 different drivers.
And that last hit is what's going to hurt the absolute most, because I guarantee you that hit square on the right front is going to knock that front end completely out of alignment. Yeah, boy, literally got right in the middle of that wheel. I guarantee you that car is not turning straight. Never fun to use a fast repair 6 laps in.
And Brody Green already in the pit, in the infield, trying to get his fast repair taken care of. As well as Ron Snyder also trying to get his fast repair sorted out as well in the process.
Well, looking at the top 4 right now, Gary, Tyler Jackson, Bobby Rafferty, Steven Spees, and Justin Morton. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to have Bobby Rafferty with us every race this season, but 2 wins this year has been phenomenal for him. Justin Morton took home a win as well. Steven Spees is second in the points, no wins at all. So what makes you think that Steven Spees is second in the points? Well, you look at Jackson, Spees, and Morton. Those 3 are the only 3 drivers who, after tonight, will have an average finish inside the top 4.
And we'll see if they can continue to back up that statistic here by the end of this race. Tyler Jackson, once again, will be leading the field to the green flag with Bobby Rafferty on the outside. So same old from the original start. Green flag flies once again as the flashbulbs go off. Jackson will lead them into turn 1 with Steven Spees all over his back bumper. And looks like he might be able to try at least get to the inside. And he'll attempt to get to the inside of Tyler Jackson on the entry of turn number 3. It will not work.
He's in a great lane, though, sticking it right on the very bottom. Able to get around Bobby Rafferty, are trying to catch up to Tyler Jackson, who's going to take the bottom feeder all the way up to the wall, pushing the cushion, trying to find some new grip up high, but Speeds had a good run and sticking neck and neck with that blood red number 8.
Even Speeds looks to be just a little bit better through turns 1 and 2. He just needs to find the right lane to do so. In fact, the interest would be better off corner exit, as he was about half a car length from getting the lead that time by the start-finish line. With 30 laps to go, 29 when we come across once again. And you see Tyler Jackson there on the outside lane. Speeds continues to challenge. He probably knows that, well, he might as well race his heart out and deny Tyler Jackson getting the win. Speeds trying to get his first win of the season.
Exactly. You want to get that trophy on the trophy case, whether it's a championship or whether it's just a race win. You want to get a W, right? And right now, how this track is advancing, it's starting to really slick off in the middle. And you can see as they come into 1 and 2 here, they're going to create a black hole right in the middle. There's Speeds way on the inside. Jackson, Rafferty way on the outside. It's in the middle, and that black slick stuff, they're just going to go right to the very back because there's just not enough grip right there. Turns 3 and 4 still have enough fresh mud there where they can keep the car going on the bottom.
He's using all of that available moisture on the inside lane, just continuing to challenge. He'll slide almost right up in front of Bobby Rafferty. I'm pretty sure he's actually thinking, well, I should try the top side and see how that goes, but unfortunately Rafferty has different ideas. He's saying, well, I could let you battle the lead, or I could try and run the top side myself and chase Tyler Jackson down. That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, Speeds right now just cannot stick to the very bottom. The car starts to float up in the center of the corner and through the exit of the corner, and he loses so much speed because he's no longer going the short way around the track, and he's a little bit slower. Corner exit in 1 and 2, just losing too much time sliding up the track. Either need to slow it down on entry and hug the bottom, or needs to move up the track because Justin Morton is coming up on that rear bumper.
And Justin Morton will look to the inside off turn number 4 as Speeds goes up top, opting for the top side. Morton cannot get it around. And now I say Speeds goes for the top side, he immediately dives right down to the inside lane. So he still thinks he can try and diamond the corner, get some momentum from diamonding, but we'll have to wait and see if that will play out as this run continues on. Not many drivers using the top side in turn 4 especially.
No, there is enough moisture in 3 and 4 to use that. Justin Moore now trying the inside here in turns 1 and 2. was able to slow down enough and get a good grip on the inside, gains a little bit on speeds, and now Bobby Rafferty and Tyler Jackson on the inside here in 3 and 4. There's enough moisture down in 3 and 4, just not enough in 1 and 2 to make up enough progress.
We'll see if Bobby Rafferty can get any more progress on Tyler Jackson. The last time around, well, they had almost identical lap times. Jackson with a 19.679, Rafferty with a 19.641, so about 300ths of a second this time by the line. Well, it's now 100ths of a second, actually 9/1000ths of a second between Rafferty and Jackson. So these two are relatively equal for the moment, but I'm wondering when somebody's going to be making a difference. And well, question has been answered. Steven Speeds is making that difference on the top side. He's saying, well, you know what? I'll run the top side all the way around and I'll see what happens.
We are now at the halfway point in this race, and is it not ironic that these are the top 5 in this race? These first 4 drivers have been obviously the class of the field throughout the 11 races. Consistently, these have been the best 4 drivers, and right behind them, still in striking distance, is the inaugural champion of this series, Kenny Kibbe, stalking behind these 4.
And Kibbe in the top 5 after managing to get around with that restart. I'll give him an advantage into the final half of this race. Meanwhile, well, Rafferty and Speeds have created a gap between themselves. Meanwhile, Speeds is continuing to stay under fire from Justin Morton. Justin Morton wanting to get another podium position as Speeds slides up the track, just tags the wall with his left rear, but no harm, no foul. He continues on like nothing happened.
Jackson and Rafferty starting to separate themselves from everyone else in this field. Steven Speeds trying to make chase, just has not found that line that he absolutely loves and is helping him blast off on corner exit as Rafferty peeked to the inside trying to find a lane to get around Tyler Jackson. There's still plenty of time in this race, though, for this track to continue to evolve. Charlotte evolves so much on the iRacing platform that there is a possibility that the inside can come back in this race, so watch out for that.
Alpha Does has 15 laps to do so here. Again, the start finish line, 15 laps remain. Coming up on 1 car of lap traffic, that is the 93 of Spencer Gray, who primarily looks to be running the inside lane, or just trying to figure out what lane is going to work for his momentum. Right now, Bobby Rafferty, as we ride on board Tyler Jackson, Bobby Rafferty maybe looking to fall back a little bit farther and farther, lap by lap, and you see Tyler Jackson on the same line Spencer Gray is running.
Yeah, the bottom feeder is putting those right side teeth to a little bit more work than usual here tonight, known as the bottom feeder run on the bottom, but right now, the high side is what has the grip. They continue to move up that cushion, get the moisture. Bobby Rafferty, though, trying to find something in the middle. With a few guys running the inside across the track, it is pushing up pressure on top of the slicked over rubbery part of the track, and you can find a little bit of grip that way. That's what these drivers were using in 3 and 4 for a very long period of time. But I just don't think it's enough right now to compete with Jackson on the outside.
We'll see how much the outside lane will really fall off possibly during the rest of this race, but Tyler Jackson actually not stuck to the wall. Same with Bobby Rafferty, but we continue to look back at the Bruin battle for position at number 3, the final spot on the podium, as Steven Speeds is, well, doing a successful job at holding off Justin Morton, at least for now, but I'm pretty sure Justin Morton is looking to, well, go to the outside. I was going to say go to the inside and try a slide job, but coming to 10 laps to go, looks like some drivers are saying, well, we could run just a little bit lower in turns 3 and 4. Find out how that goes.
Yeah, you can definitely try, and the inside still has some moisture if this top side really starts to slick off too much. The issue with running the cushion once it slicks off is eventually you're not going to have enough grip to hold it, and you're just going to start banging off the wall and slowing down your speed. 10 to go here. The biggest difference from last time that we were here when the season opened was we had a 20-car field. So you take a look at that. Let's look at what? There's 4 different cars right now. There's 4 cars not in this race that were last time we were here. 4 times 40 is 160 laps. There's 160 less laps being ran on this track. And so when this race concludes, it's not going to be the same track state that it was when the first race that we ran here concluded. It's going to be a little bit fresher, and that might make a difference if the bottom comes in or maybe not.
And like Devin mentioned, the inside lane's still looking incredibly fresh, and Kenny Kibbe's actually running the inside lane right now, as he did through turns 3 and 4. Turns 1 and 2 this time around, not so much. He's running the outside lane right next to the wall. Same line that Spees and Morton are running. I'm pretty sure he's very, very adamant on wondering, well, if I do this exact thing, I can make my way up. 6 laps to go for the leaders, as well as Kenny Kibbe as he crosses the line.
Yeah, and the hardest part about that, Gary, is when you're on the inside, yeah, there's moisture there, but you have to slow down more on entry, so you slow down overall, right? Well, if the top is still fast enough, it's not going to do much. But once the top slicks off and guys start hitting the wall, or they need to slow down on entry or in the center of the corner, that's when the inside, with that little bit of extra moisture, becomes faster. But as long as that top isn't worn out enough, that inside just won't be fast enough with how slow you have to be in corner entry. Rafferty in the wall.
Oh yeah, he's a little bit into the outside wall, a lot more than he wants to be. He's actually going to bring himself, back towards the 55 of Spees and the 9 of Morton as these laps continue to wind down. 3 to go at the start-finish line. Jackson has himself a very large amount of room for error if need be, but with 3 laps to go, and well, what we've seen from Justin Morton this whole season, I doubt we'll be seeing any type of error from him anytime soon.
He has been the definition of consistency throughout this entire season. Part of the reason why he is trying to earn his 7th win in back-to-back championships for this season, coming down to 2 to go. He already knows he's going to crown himself as a champion. Now will he crown himself as a 2-time winner at the Charlotte Dirt Track?
Well, that is something remains to be seen. Everyone going to be checking the flag stand. Will it be a caution? Will it be the white flag? Well, it will be the latter. Final lap this time for Tyler Jackson as he makes his rounds in turns 1 and 2 on the outside for the penultimate time. Bobby Rafferty catching lap traffic, but well, for Tyler Jackson, he came in 79 points ahead of Steven Spees. Rafferty tries to send it hard into turns 3 and 4, but for Tyler Jackson, it will be back-to-back championships and win number 7 for himself. The bottom feeder is victorious with the blood red shark paint scheme here at the dirt track at Charlotte.
Back-to-back championships, a combined 15 wins in that span of only 22 races. Domination here in the Bootleg Racing League Dirt Street Stock Series, claiming title number 2. Boy, another impeccable season by the bottom feeder.
An incredible job, as always, by Tyler Jackson. Steven Spees, by the looks of it, actually that's the 79 rather, coming to give a congratulatory flyby, essentially, as Tyler Jackson burns it down once again here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Ending up in the infield, a great job, an incredible run. Well, before we get into interviewing your race and championship winner, as well as the remainder of your top 3, we're going to take a quick break. Then when we come back, we'll take a look at your results and your championship standings at the completion of this race. Stay tuned here to the Global SimRacing Channel. We'll be right back here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Welcome back to the dirt track at Charlotte, where we have completed the Bootleg Racing League's Dirt Street Stock Series season. And your results for this race are as follows. Tyler Jackson wins the race and the championship for this season. Back-to-back championships for him. We'll get an interview with him momentarily. Bobby Rafferty will come home in second. Steven Spees will come home third, up 3 positions from 6th place, getting himself a ending podium spot. Justin Morton will finish in 4th, with Kenny Kibbe rounding out the top 5. Brennan Myers, J.R. Shepard, Jared Milton, Jason Menda, and Austin Belkey will round out 6th through 10th.
John Wilson takes home P11, Todd Liston in 12th, Matt Janowski takes home 13th, in 14th was Joe Segala, Spencer Gray 15th, Brody Green in 16th, and Ron Snyder rounds out your 17-car field.
And, well, with everything happening tonight, we're going to go reverse order. We're going to start with your 3rd place finisher being Bobby Rafferty, actually, 2nd place, as Steven Spees does not seem to be available for the time being. So I believe Devin Henry will be standing by with Bobby Rafferty.
Yeah, we'll check in with the 7 here of Bobby Rafferty taking it home in 2nd. I know obviously not what you wanted there. Wanted to try to contest for that win, but the inside just really never came in that A-main. What else did you need there to try to catch back up to Tyler Jackson?
A yellow and a Hail Mary slider that I would not have thrown because, you got Tyler and Steven running for a championship. I was pretty much surrounded by championship contention guys, and, I wouldn't have taken a huge risk and end up getting involved in that fight. There was a bigger picture there. But I'll tell you what, Tyler made us all look silly tonight. I was searching around, and there wasn't enough there for me to gain anything on him. The last couple laps, I felt like the top and 3 and 4 started coming in, and I felt like, okay, I'm at least keeping pace with him. He's not pulling away from me, but I didn't have anything for him. It kills me, especially after last week at Volusia. I think we could have had a really good race, and what happened there. But, hey, 2nd place, I'll take it.
Brings it home 2nd here in the season closing race. 2 wins this year, though, in the series in total. What has this season been like for you here? Season 3 all-time of the Dirt Street Stock Series in BRL.
It's been an awesome season. I wish I could have run all the races. I think I could have been in there for the championship hunt, but life happens and family happens. So hopefully we can contend for next season for the Dirt Street Stock and also for the Grand National Series on Saturday nights. That's at least what the plan is going to be. We'll see what happens.
Well, it's been great having you here. Anyone you got to thank? Like I said, 2 wins this season, then closing out the year with a 2nd place finish here at Charlotte. Who do you got to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank Bootleg and the cruise shop first and foremost, and I also have to thank you guys with Global SimRacing Channel for broadcasting it for us, and then my entire team. I've got to thank Jim Beaver Esports and all of our sponsors: General Tire, Polaris Razor, Vision Wheel, Rigid Industries LED Lighting, Dirtfish, GSP XTV Axles, Gibson Performance Exhaust, Acronis, 07 Designs, Matt Everhart, our marketing and painting guy, and as well as Bobby Sant and Sant Racing's Fabrications. He makes some of the best rigs out there on the market. So we got a good group of guys behind us, and just thanks to everybody for helping me get to do what I enjoy here, especially since I can't do it in the real world anymore with a 18-month-old and a 5-year-old. So this is my little outlet here.
Well, hey, good to hear. Good to have you in this series. Hope to see you next season. And thanks again. Bobby Rafferty coming home in 2nd.
Thank you, guys.
Now we'll hand it on over. Gary Weaver is caught up with your 3rd place finisher, Steven Spees.
Yeah, here with Steven Spees, who came from 6th place to get 3rd place. A good, solid 3-position gain here. And that shuffled Justin Morton from 3rd to 4th place. But Steven Spees, you had a relatively wonderful season. You didn't win any races, but you do manage to come home in the top 3 in points, coming home officially 2nd place in the points standings. And without a win, as compared to Justin Morton, who had a win, that's just absolutely incredible inconsistency.
Yeah, I'd rather be racing for wins than points, but you got Tyler just seems to be a step above everybody here. So I guess we've got some work to do. But it was a good time. Enjoyed the league every week. So not complaining. And even if you're not winning, it was still a good group to race with. So what more can you ask for?
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible for relatively just your performance overall. What was it like running through not only just this race but this entire season as a whole?
Well, I was saying during the early caution that we had there tonight, I was getting really tired of looking at the back of Tyler and Bobby's car. So that's what most of the season was like. I guess thanks to COVID-19, I was home on Friday nights because we didn't have other stuff going on. And like I said, it was just a real enjoyable time and good group of guys. My first time in the league. So, would have certainly loved to have won one, but just didn't have it in me.
Luckily, you did have enough in you to get home in second place in the point standings. So before we go ahead and let you go, get ready for the next season, if possible, then who would you like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just thanks to John Hine for admin all season long for, kind of doing the overall running of the leagues and, enjoy watching your guys broadcast back. So thanks for taking time out of your day and spending your Friday nights with us.
I thank you for your time to have us interview you as well. And we hope to talk to you again next season. And also hope to see you in the first place in the point standings.
We'll see what we can do.
That is Steven Spees, your third place finisher for this evening. And now we go to the one and the only, the bottom feeder who had changed his coloring for the final race of the season, your back-to-back champion and a 7-race winner for the season, Tyler Jackson. Walk us through pretty much the entire night of what your thought process was. Were you double-checking points on your end or anything, or were you just running the event and worrying about the points by the end?
Well, the way they set these points up, they actually have 2 drop weeks. So I pretty much had it wrapped up going into it. So it was one less thing I had to worry about. So I didn't have to pay attention to that.
Interesting, actually. Well, throughout the season as well, I mean, you've been pretty dominant, and there was a statistic that was pointed out by Devin Henry early on, is that it was 33 races, you had won 16. Well, I guess we can add 17 races to that 33 races now at this point. So relatively half the entire 3 seasons that you have run, you've won half of them. So with that consistency, I mean, what's it like?
Yeah, I think it's actually a little better than that because that first season I think I only raced like 3 times with them. But I don't know. This is a great group of guys. A lot of these guys are transitioning from asphalt. Like I've said before, they run 6 different types of cars on asphalt and dirt within 2 days. So I'm kind of specialized on the dirt side. I don't know. I still like running with these guys. You guys do a great job broadcasting. I really enjoy the league. So I don't like stinking it up, but we got a lot of competitive guys that are right there with me, and with a little more time, they'll be right on my bumper.
Heading into the next season of not only the Dirt Street Stock Series, but as well, like you mentioned, the asphalt side. Have you ever thought to run essentially a contend for the championship over on asphalt?
I didn't get iRacing until they announced the dirt, so then I started doing the iRacing. I think it was about a year before the dirt came out, but I don't know. There's nothing like chasing the groove around on a dirt track. I mean, like tonight, you could see it change. First, I don't know, 10, 15 laps, we were on the bottom, and then I actually built the cushion up there in 1 and 2. You can go in there wide open, just basically let the cushion turn you, and then 3 and 4, I was running the middle, and it was like glass there with the black slicked over, so you're quarter throttle. So you don't get that in asphalt. Asphalt's pretty much one groove. You drive the thing pretty close to the same, unless your tires wear out.
Well, definitely enjoyable for the dirt side, as we can tell from how consistent you have been, not only this season, but last season in the process. So before we go ahead and let you go celebrate your championship and race win, who would you like to give a shout out to?
I got to thank the girlfriend, as always, for putting up with me coming down here and turning laps. Jack's EDM is actually my dad's business, and this red paint job was kind of a nod to him. He was a back-to-back street beater champion at Wilmot Speedway in the late 80s, so I thought back-to-back would be kind of fitting to put the red number 8 back on the track. My uncle, he owns NC Resources, CNC repair guy. He's always supported me through this deal. Charlie Milner, any type of wrap you can think up, I just gave him a thought process. He put this thing on the car. So the wildest thing you can think of, he can get it done. So Milner Media and Design with that. Thank Jose Gill, turning the wrenches all year. My buddy John, he's been working on the tires, been my tire prep guy. So that's everybody.
Well, we thank you for your time, as always, to allow us to interview you. And as we let you go, congratulate you once again. And we hope to see you in victory lane, as well as in the championship position in first place next season.
Yep. Thanks for the broadcast. Thanks for putting us on. John Hines for running the dirt side of things. And we'll see you guys again.
That is Tyler Jackson, back-to-back championship winner. And Devin, what a season this has been entirely.
Goodness, it has been so much fun. I've been able to watch here since race number 1 of this season all the way to tonight in this 3rd season, all time for the BRL Dirt Street Stocks. Of course, that was also really cool to hear the inspiration behind the blood red paint scheme on the bottom feeder there for this championship race. Back-to-back championships for Tyler Jackson. Just cannot wait for next season to come around. Hey, it's just a few weeks away.
And within those few weeks, we have a lot to look forward to before, well, as we go into our very going into our sign off. If I could speak properly, that would be incredible. It is a 83-point gap officially between Tyler Jackson and Steven Spies. Tyler Jackson having 728 points between himself and Steven Spies, with 645 to essentially and officially clinch the championship. So as we sign off, and as the drivers have given their thanks, it's time for us to give our thanks to many people behind the scenes, starting with, of course, the Cruise Shop, which you can contact at 260-755-6125, or you can visit thecruiseshopfw.com. And the Cruise Shop is dedicated to fulfilling their clients' dreams one destination at a time. I'd like to thank the Bootleg Racing League for allowing us to cover this entire season of the Dirt Street Stock Series and seeing how incredible the racing has been. And I also thank the companies that provide the software and hardware for our broadcast listed here on your screen. Additional thanks goes to June Lalonde, who provides our incredible music. You can contact her at the link below if you're interested in having her provide some of her great work to you. If you'd like to find out more about GSRC, including upcoming races, you can find it over at globalsimracingchannel.com, or you can check out our social media over at Twitter, which is at GSR Channel. Facebook is Global Sim Racing Channel. Our Instagram is at GSRC_Graham. And if you'd like to support the channel, go to our merchandise store at gsrc.storenvy.com. That is gsrc.storenvy.com. Or you can click the link in the description below. And don't forget to head over onto our YouTube page if you are not already. Hit the bright red subscribe button as well as the notification bell. Set your preference to all so you don't miss a moment here on the GSRC. And if that red button is gray, well, you've done the job already. The next Bootleg Racing League race is the Grand National Series finale at South Boston, utilizing the ARCA Menards car. That takes place tomorrow night, June 13th at 5:50 p.m. Pacific or 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. And don't worry if you missed that race or any other race going by on your screen right now, because you can always either write them down in your calendar or you can always watch them back at a later time. Well, for the team today, co-commentator Devin Henry, director Joe Peak, and camera provider Dougie Beard, I have been Bear Weaver, and we thank you for tuning in to the Bootleg Racing League's Dirt Street Stock Series season finale. Congratulations once again to Tyler Jackson on becoming the back-to-back series champion. As we sign off from the dirt track at Charlotte, we hope to see you next time. Race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.